The next matchup, actually, beautiful transition into what you were just talking about. The Intercontinental Championship match between AJ Lee and Becky Lynch. The tail of the tape, so to speak. My level of expectation, we were all in the middle. 5-5-5, and Joe was a 4. We were all kind of just saying to ourselves, okay, we're gonna let them cook, see what they can come up with, see if they could come up with a little something something. And where do you think they landed on this? How was this match in comparison to, say, like the Elimination Chamber match?
You said I was at a 5.
You were at a
I,
5.
I think I'm gonna.
He's gonna.
I'm thinking 7, but I'm gonna stick with. I'm gonna stick
Oh,
with 6.
6.
I'm gonna stick with
All right.
6, and here's why. Again, this is match 4. I'm about 8 beers in. So, all right. That could be the reason why I don't remember most of this match, but for what I do remember, I was impressed with basically what I was expecting out of AJ Lee. I got, and Becky. I shouldn't be saying this, and at night 2, I kind of have to let it go. Something happened at night 2 that I have to let it go. All right, we're in a new era. You know what I mean? We got people are moving on to better things. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So,
Yes.
whatever. But I've been a little pissed at Becky for quite some time, and not outside of the whole Bianca squash that I think still to this day was one of the most unnecessary things I've ever seen.
You still standing on that? Still standing on that?
Yeah. So I gotta let it go. I gotta take Becky for what she's doing. With that, she was standing out like a sore thumb for me, but I'm starting to kind of understand why. Fast forward up until this point, I think she's just gonna have trouble being who she is because there really isn't a lot of people that can match her energy. But this match went well. I think it deserves one more point. I am a little bit more impressed with AJ Lee. Still not a fan. I don't like how she works. I don't like her mic work. She's good at talking. I just don't like the way it sounds personally. But I think the match was a huge improvement from her first debut. So yeah, it was good. They did a good job.
Lex's level of excitement was a 5. He brought it up to a 7. So he seemed to be right on page with you. Joe kept it in the middle. It was a 4. He only really moved it up to a 5. I was a 5. I'm gonna stay at 5.
Okay.
And
Okay.
AJ's return has me terrified for Paige's return. Because
I can understand that.
What AJ has shown me is that sometimes nostalgia does funny things to the brain. In her given era, without a doubt, one of the best, if not the best, of that particular era. You can say the same for Paige. I said it in your house, and then they said it on the broadcast not too long after I said it, which is usually what happens. I usually have the good point first, and then they repeat it at some point.
Yeah.
And I had said that if you want to pinpoint the largest amount of success for the women's evolution, you point to the 4 horsewomen. But if you want to point to where it started with AJ and Paige. Paige on the NXT level and AJ on the main roster, who was doing big business. We had said here on the show that what made AJ so different from the rest of the divas in that division, despite being the Divas champion, she was so much different because of how they used her. She was used all over the place. She's a former GM. She was a manager. She was all over the fucking show all the time because of her ability to speak. You said that you like the way that she speaks. You just don't like the promos, whatever. At that time, there was nobody in that division who could do anything like that. It was just her. Now, Paige might not have been the greatest promo, But what made Paige different was her in-ring, her abilities in the ring, the moves that she came up with, her innovation, the change of speed and tempo, the quote unquote, the quote unquote, the compliment that the old heads, the old generation used to give. She works like a guy. She doesn't move like a girl in the ring. She's smooth and transitions like a dude. I thought it was a hilarious stat that Paige debuted, became champion like a shit ton of times, disappeared off the face of the earth, went on a whole life fucking journey, went to a whole other company. For this is all happening at years pace. She didn't just go to AEW for like a few months. She was there for like 2 years. She lived this whole life, returned to WWE at the age of 33, which means if she stays healthy, she's got years left under her belt.
Some time. Yeah, she's so young.
She's got time. So I get nervous. I see AJ Lee's progression. I look at Paige's current situation. And I go, oh no. I hope that, like you said, AJ started to look better with more reps. But to be fair, she doesn't look it, but she's older than Paige. So that transition should have taken longer. Paige looked great in the 4-way. Rampage. She's hitting all the moves. She's making all the fucking decisions. She looks sharp. We'll see what happens when she's in the ring
working a program.
Working a program one-on-one. Like you said, she had the AEW run, so she does have some reps under her belt. She's not coming in cold. But let's see. It's the AJ test all over again. Let's see if she could do it with these women, because these women are different, right? No disrespect to Emma and no disrespect to the women of that generation, of that time period, but there was a reason that the generation after Paige and Emma were the ones that took off. Okay, so we'll see how that goes. That weight class of it's like the 03 class, not the 03 class. It's like the 96 class of the NBA draft in NXT, when it had Charlotte, Becky, Sasha, Bailey, that it had Alexa, it had just a litany of people, and then a flow after that happened with Rhea and Bianca, and the current crop right now is dope in NXT of women. So Paige is going to have a plethora of opponents to go against should they put her in that position. So this match was not bad at all. I enjoyed it. I'm going to tell you this. At where are we at 8 minutes? A lot of people with the complaint. You know what? On the 8 minutes, because I think to be honest with you, I think one or two of these women would have ran out of gas if it got past the 8 minute mark, which would have made the match look a little bit more clunky, would have exposed them a little bit more. I think the 8 minutes protected them. They were able to go balls out and not have to worry about the conditioning. So that's good. I'll take it. So that's good for me. That's a good match.